Hi everyone, I'm with Lisa Eden, and this is recorded a few days after our 5-week challenge. So I just wanted to go through, I've got some questions for Lisa actually, because her profile is fascinating. It starts off with the intriguing title of Creating Organisational Heaven, which is, that's what we all dream of. And reading through Lisa's profile, she's had a really varied and fascinating career. And one of the things I wanted to ask you immediately, it says that you've got international experience, and what does that entail? What did you do?
Well, pretty much a virtual business support or a virtual assistant can support anyone anywhere in the world. So as long as the time zone difference is not too large, we can be on hand for pretty much everything. So I supported a CEO in the States. So he was a 6 hours difference, time difference. So we actually found that we got into quite a good rhythm, because by the time I'd done all of the work, he was getting up the next day and it was all done, and then he was preparing more stuff for me, and then I'd get up and complete it, and it was done for him when he got up. So that synergy was really quite good. It doesn't always work, I have to say, but in the main, if you get into a rhythm and you decide at the beginning how you're going to work together, it can work a treat. So pretty much you can work for anyone anywhere in the world at any time.
Yeah, well, one of the other things on your profile that intrigued me was that you talk about helping entrepreneurs grow their business.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm guessing your experience means that you can add a few more dimensions than the typical admin support that a lot of people expect. So maybe you could tell us a bit more about that.
Well, I was used to helping startups get up and running. So really right from the start. So from finding an office, equipping it, finding staff, all of that sort of thing. Then when I set up this business, I found out, the highs and the lows with being your own boss. In the main, it's fantastic, but it does bring some challenges. And by doing that, it helped me understand all of the pitfalls that an entrepreneur might be finding along the way, and the help and the admin that's needed. So for me, I would always procrastinate about the finance. So that was always the bit that fell to the bottom of the pile. And that's nearly always the bit that entrepreneurs say, I can't be bothered. It's just not top of my priority. So that's where I can come in and say, well, I'm sitting here all day at the computer. I can do it for you. So it's really, from my perspective, looking at how I run my business helps me understand how they're running their businesses and where the pitfalls are and what it is they possibly need from me. So that's been really, really helpful. And, as I get to know the person I'm working with and I work closely with them, I can see where I can pop in and say, have you thought about a CRM for this? Or how about a project management system for this? I can see where I can make them more efficient.
So you've got the outside perspective, and you can see gaps that they may not have anticipated that do need to be plugged.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah.
Well, thank you for that background. And anyone listening who needs Lisa's services, you can connect on LinkedIn here. Obviously, I'll put this maybe below in a link wherever I post this, and also a link to her website. So onto the program that Lisa just attended. It was last week. It was at the time of recording this, it was last week. It was a 5-day challenge on writing LinkedIn posts to attract clients. And I'm just thinking initially, well, what actually attracted you to the program, Lisa?
Initially, I was really struggling with writing decent posts, and I realised now, having done this challenge, where I was going wrong, completely wrong, actually. And the thing was, because we're obviously all on lockdown at the moment, I thought, well, I've easily got 5 days that I can give over to this. I've got the time. So why not do it right now? I've got no excuses. So let's commit to it and do this. So yeah, it looked really good, and I thought I really, having read and researched a lot of LinkedIn articles, everybody was saying you need to be on LinkedIn if you want to attract clients.
Yeah.
That's the social media platform you need to be on. But
Yeah.
I just didn't know how to go about doing it. So
Yeah.
that was my main focus for going forward with this.
Okay. And how did you actually find the challenge last week?
Actually, a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I did actually think a couple of times, I'm not sure I can do this. I don't think I've got anything to say. Who cares? Who wants to listen? You know, what have I got to say that's going to be interesting? And who's going to want to listen to it? So a couple of times I nearly pulled out and thought, no, I can't do it. And I thought, no, come on, push yourself. You know, it's a bit out of the box and it's going to be a challenge, but why not? Let's just do it.
Yeah. Okay. And we do a number of exercises which actually force people to have a go in the real world. So what results did you experience during the challenge and maybe afterwards?
The first post I put out there was pretty successful. I think I got about, I don't know, about 1,200 comments. So that for me was phenomenal, from going from maybe one or two.
1,200 views was that? 1,200
views, sorry. And yeah, so that was impressive in itself. And then days later, I had a go at writing something else that I wanted to moan about and had been thinking about moaning about for a long, long time. And that one, I think when I last looked, was at about 16,500 views. And it just exploded. And that actually brought it home to me just how powerful LinkedIn is. So if you know, there's a comment that you make or an article that you share that just piques people's interest, or it's very close to their heart, or they've been thinking along the same lines, it just mushrooms.
I agree completely.
Yeah. So
people buy people, don't they?
Yeah. And it's still going on now. So it's, it just shows the sheer power of LinkedIn. Yeah.
Okay. Well, really appreciate your time and your feedback. I'm hoping this helps anybody considering the challenge. That I think firstly they're going to like the price because it's free.
Yeah.
And secondly, I think some of the points you made are, it's all about having a go at it, really, isn't it? And trying to get through that barrier, because it does feel uncomfortable at first, but it's like many things in life. Once you've actually tried something, you wonder why you hesitated before. So
definitely.
Thanks a lot for your time, Lisa. I'll wrap that up now, and I'll see you online on LinkedIn.
Super. Thanks very much, Ian. Thank you.
Cheers, Lisa. Thanks.